or else guess what happened? Everyone's going to die. So, about 3 days ago, I would say, I was sleeping, and all of a sudden I see this white light just burst into my window. Curious, got up, looked outside, couldn't see anything, so I walked out to the front door. Right in front of me, right above me actually, it's a spaceship. And in front of me is Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley and a spaceship? Come on, guys, what are you doing here? Elvis says, you know what, why don't you come along with me, take a ride up the spaceship, I got something to share with you. I was like, wow, me and Elvis on a spaceship? That's pretty awesome. So I got in with him and we're on the spaceship. On the spaceship we're riding, I don't know where we're going. Then we were having steaks. Elvis said to me, you know why I'm still alive? I said, well, I don't know. I don't know. He says, I sold my soul to the Martians. You sold your soul to the Martians? Yes, Elvis says. And he says, that's how I'm staying alive, and here you see me again. I don't live here anymore. I'm living on Mars right now. We're having a blast over there. I'm partying. I'm immortal. People love my music there. Martians, anybody, they just love it. So Elvis says, do you want to be immortal? I said, well, yeah, if I'm famous and rich and, you know, get all the ladies, why not? Elvis says, you know what? I could do that for you. And I said, what do I have to do? Do what I do. Sell your soul to the Martians. Okay. What's the price? Well, if you recruit enough people, we're going to take over the world, Earth. Wow. And what are they going to do once they take over Earth? Well, they're going to replace it with Martians. Wow. So, what are you telling me? My mom, my dad, my friend are going to all die off? Yeah, but you get to live you get to live forever. That is a great thing, don't you think? I said, well, you know, I've got to think about this one. Elvis says, you know what? Boy, you don't have a lot of time. If you're not going to like this, I'm going to go recruit somebody else. I'm going to give you 3 minutes, and you're going to decide, you like it or not, you let me know. So I sat there, I kept eating my steak, pondering whether I should sell my soul to the Martians and have everybody killed off. After 3 minutes up, I said, well, Elvis, I don't think I can do this. I love my mom, I love my dad, I love all the people on Earth. I don't even know what the Martians look like. I don't know if they're really going to kill me or keep me immortal. Elvis says, well, look at me, I'm still alive. So, it's a good thing, right? I said, you know what? Nah, I don't think so. And Elvis says, okay, good. You don't have to sell your soul to the devil, but you got to keep your mouth shut, okay? You're not going to tell anybody you saw me. Because if you do, you're going to die. And you're going to die in the worst possible way. What's the worst possible way? Elvis says, you know what? We're going to tie you up like this, and we're going to tickle you to death. Tickle me to death. Wow. That's pretty horrible. And I said, well, you know what? I don't care. I'd rather die laughing than to see all my people dead. Thank you.
Against 2 minutes. Fairly valid. Contestant number 3. Sorry?
Before, am I supposed to get a tally sheet? I don't have one.
Just go ahead and make one up.
Just make one with yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Excel type thing.
Okay.
Ursula Claudia, contestant number 3.
Hi, everyone. I had the opportunity to travel to Guatemala. It's my second Spanish-speaking country of my travels to Spanish-speaking countries, and typical of such a trip is the opportunity to sometimes live with a Spanish-speaking family. And there's some flexibility about, do I want to do this for a week? Do I want to do this for 2 weeks? I can extend it as far as my entire trip is concerned. And I decided, well, you know, this sounds like a fantastic idea. I was there for 3 weeks and I decided, well, let's try a week, see what happens. I got the opportunity to speak Spanish 100% of the time. I was also with another student who was at a school, the same school that I was at for that duration. And she and I also spoke Spanish the whole time. We weren't the only ones that were speaking. The family and the two of us weren't the only ones that were speaking Spanish in this household. And as the mother of the family wanted to impress us as international visitors, and all of her international visitors, she made a wonderful dish. And my friend and I were sitting together on the round table, and we had our separate time of eating meals because the family eats at one time so they can have some sense of unity, while people who are studying in their house eat at another time. And it allows them to have some sort of family life that is somewhat separate from the visitors that continually stream into their household. And as we sat down and I had one meal and had another meal, the mother was very proud of a particular dish that she set in front of us, and she said, this is really, all in Spanish, this is a delicious meal that we'd like you to try. And I said, okay, you know, I travel a lot, I like to try things, and rather courageous. And I looked at it and it had these round layers, and there was meat inside and there was other ingredients that were combined, and it was very well prepared. You could tell that the mother had spent quite a bit of time putting together this dish. And I thought to myself, I'm going to try it. So I tried it, and it was not so tasty. And I thought, how do I say I love this stuff? Because the last thing you want to do is be non-receptive to someone's generosity, especially when you're traveling and you're in their homes. So I ate a little bit more of another dish that was on the table, and I convinced my friend that maybe she might enjoy it a little bit more than me. And one of the things that the family members do if you don't complete all your food is they'll put it aside, and it will not necessarily be refrigerated, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It saves on resources, and it also saves food. So I got to the kitchen making a little bit of tea one day, and I heard these voices, and like I said, the members of the family weren't the only ones speaking Spanish in this household. And I looked at this dish that was sitting on the counter, and there's these worms coming out of it. And I thought, oh, you know, uncooked meat does have bacteria and things living in it, and in this case it had these worms. And they were like, they started out, one of them I saw was this long, and then it was a really long one. It was like, you know, yay long. I thought, oh my goodness. And I heard them speaking Spanish to each other. And I said, you've got to be kidding. So I listened a little bit more, and they wanted to know which digestive system they were going to invade. And I had to pay attention. And they were saying, oh, but this one's riper. And they had all these descriptions and these fantastic adjectives, and I thought, this is unreal. And so I went back totally freaked out at the next mealtime, and I said, you know, I really like protein and carbohydrates, and if beans and rice are absolutely okay with me, and I knew that because this family doesn't have a lot of money, that beans and rice, A, they had beans and rice at any given moment, and B, it's going to provide me with all the nutrients that I would need for a particular meal, and there was no way I wanted to eat those worms. So I said, please, I love beans and rice, and I was able to just eat beans and rice for every meal after that. Thank you. Gracias.
2 minutes?
I have one question.
Sure.
You can't vote for yourself, right?
Yes, you can.
You can vote for yourself?
That's very
Club
good.
level.
I didn't know that.
I thought you're not supposed to. Okay.
No club level.
So we will see. This between us.